My pizza never hurt nobody.
Come again, sir?
Ever wonder why a single pizza in The Sopranos got treated like a murder weapon? Every so often, The Sopranos pauses its mafia melodrama to stage something so absurd it feels ripped out of a different show entirely.
You make this pizza?
Few examples illustrate this better than the infamous pizza investigation in the Telltale Musadel, a scene so overwrought, so exaggerated, and so bizarrely staged, it's both parody and love letter to the classic police procedural. The Sopranos episode The Telltale Musadel was co-written by Michael Imperioli, the actor who played Christopher. And yes, it may also be the funniest thing Michael Imperioli ever put to paper.
Some kids broke into Verbum Day High School, broke things. They left us.
The premise is simple enough. A custom pizza order connects AJ Soprano and his idiot friends to an act of vandalism. Yet the response escalates into a full-blown police drama. Not one, but two squad cars descend upon a pizzeria as though Tony's heir had detonated a bomb in downtown Newark. One vehicle even blocks the pedestrian crossing with cinematic precision. The dialogue that follows is pure satire.
Yes.
I got it, Pop. It's a custom job.
How's that, sir?
The owner's son jabs at the pizza like he's performing a forensic autopsy, muttering gravely, "That's a custom job." If ever there were an overstatement, here it is. An entire investigation hinging on a sausage and meatball pie. The delivery is so stiff, so stilted, it borders on surreal. But the awkwardness is intentional. The actors perform in a style lifted wholesale from Dragnet, the 1950s procedural notorious for wooden line readings and deadpan seriousness. To those unfamiliar with that history, the scene reads like a disastrous outtake. That acting, that dialogue, inexplicable tonal whiplash.
Word to the wise.
What's that?
Technically, you're an accessory after the fact.
To those in the know, it's a perfectly crafted parody. A Dragnet episode accidentally spliced into a mafia drama. Naturally, the pizza itself becomes a punchline.
Meatball, pepperoni, sausage, peppers, onions, extra mozzarella.
Double meatball, sausage, pepperoni, peppers, onions, and extra mozzarella. Was this a pizza or a sandwich? A culinary crime scene in its own right. The specificity makes the gag land harder.
Any customers order this combo on a regular basis.
A custom job that identifies AJ with the same certainty as a fingerprint. It's ludicrous, and yet it works, because The Sopranos thrives on the juxtaposition of the banal and the criminal. One could argue this absurd police overreaction isn't just parody, but a darkly accurate snapshot of suburban law enforcement. Overfunded, underutilized police departments treat vandalism like terrorism, while ignoring the bloodbath down the street. In one breath, the show lampoons American policing with slapstick. In the next, it nails its quiet truth. Viewers with experience in small-town suburbs attest to this with their own anecdotes. 6 police cruisers arriving for a petty theft under $100. 3 squad cars summoned because someone dared to photograph a house in Garfield, New Jersey. The scene isn't unrealistic, it's painfully believable.
Which is exactly why it's so funny. The police in The Sopranos are generally useless, sleeping through mob murders, arriving late to carnage, impotently buzzing around the edges of Tony's empire. Yet here, finally, they are efficient, coordinated, even heroic. Their grand triumph, tracing a pizza back to some bored teenagers. Law and Order Special Pizza Unit, if you will. This tonal whiplash is the point. The Sopranos is the antithesis of a procedural. Messy, unresolved,
What Chung
allergic
Avenue
to
and what?
neat
The fucking
plot
Rockford
lines.
over here.
Dropping a Dragnet parody into season 3 is a sly reminder of what the show isn't. Where police dramas offer certainty, The Sopranos revels in ambiguity. Where procedurals deliver closure, David Chase offers satire.
My pizza never hurt nobody.
It doesn't hurt that the scene layers comedy upon comedy.
Now you tell me the names, I go put my foot up in the ass.
The pizza shop patriarch, half caricature, half Greek chorus, threatens to put my foot up a day ass with the same gravity as a Don Corleone death threat. Lady Gaga, long before her pop superstardom, makes an unheralded appearance among the guilty teens, forever linking her to the great pizza caper of New Jersey television history. And then there's AJ, folding 2 slices together and devouring them like a starving dock worker, foreshadowing his lifelong inability to exercise restraint. Critics have long debated whether Imperioli's writing here was genius or clownish indulgence. Was this carefully planned satire, or simply bad television played straight?
Decaf cappuccino primo, non-fat magnifico, double espresso, regulare.
It hardly matters. Like the Starbucks shakedown or Polly's meatball interruptions, the pizza investigation belongs to the Sopranos' gallery of comic brilliance. Moments so tonally jarring, they border on avant-garde. It also works as cultural commentary.
People like him are the reason Italian Americans have such a bad image.
Italian Americans are stereotyped as pizza pushers and meatball makers. Here, organized crime's supposed stranglehold on mozzarella is elevated to the status of forensic evidence. The parody cuts both ways, mocking the stereotype while acknowledging how entrenched it is in American imagination. One can almost picture the outcry had the writers used donuts instead, a culinary cliché reserved for cops rather than mobsters. Of course, not everyone is amused. Some insist the scene is simply bad.
And seriously, Tommy says the guy can track somebody from the corner of his shit.
The acting, the dialogue, the absurdity, they see only flaws, not parody. But The Sopranos was never afraid of alienating its audience, and this is one of those divisive moments. It's either a masterpiece of satire or a train wreck of tone. There is no middle ground.
What cannot be denied is the scene's lasting resonance.
My pizza never hurt nobody.
Come again, sir?
Fans quote "My pizza never hurt nobody" as though it were scripture. They recount the ludicrous custom order with reverence, as if double meatball and extra musadel were lines of Shakespeare. They remember the cops blocking the crosswalk, the patriarch threatening ass-kickings, the deadpan detective work performed on a greasy pie. More than 2 decades later, this ridiculous interlude still fuels endless debate, laughter, and affectionate mockery. And that is the genius of it. The Sopranos thrived on tonal whiplash, moments of operatic violence undercut by absurd comedy, scenes of suburban banality heightened into satire. The pizza investigation encapsulates this duality perfectly. It is at once the dumbest and the smartest scene in the show, bad acting done deliberately, procedural parody executed with precision, suburban realism disguised as farce. In the end, it hardly matters whether Imperioli meant it as parody, homage, or accident. What matters is that it worked. Viewers still argue about it, still laugh about it, still quote it endlessly. My pizza never hurt nobody has earned its place in the pantheon of great Sopranos quotes, not despite its ridiculousness, but because of it. A double meatball, pepperoni, sausage, pepper, onion, extra mozzarella monstrosity turned into one of television's sharpest satires. Truly, that's a custom job. Subscribe for more slices of Sopranos satire.